Let's start in South Carolina,
Right.
obviously. And you've had your whole state has had a tumultuous couple of weeks. And I thought maybe we could start by talking about what is described as your evolution on the Confederate flag issue. I don't want to characterize
No,
it
no,
for
that's
no, I
fine.
don't want to characterize your evolution. I would want you to characterize your evolution on this issue. From what I understand, you were in the kind of let sleeping dogs lie category for a while. The events in Charleston moved you out of that. But why don't you just sort of talk us through for a couple minutes how your thinking developed?
You want a quick history of how this all started?
The Civil War, you're going to give us a Civil War history?
That actually started in Charleston.
Yeah.
The bottom line is that in 1961, they put the Confederate flag on top of the dome to commemorate the 100th anniversary of the war. And the civil rights fight was going on. They put the flag up, not believing it would stay up, but nobody ever took it down. And so from 1961 to 62, it flew over the dome of the Capitol. And as modern times progressed, the fight at home back in the 90s was take the Capitol off the dome. Very tough fight. David Beasley was a Republican governor. He led the fight to take it down off the dome, and he got beat. And I think one of the reasons he got beat was because of that. So the bottom line is that we moved the flag to the Confederate War Memorial out in front of the Capitol, and we built an African American memorial to the 31% of African Americans who make up the citizenry of South Carolina. And that compromise held for about 15 years. It worked for us. Most people, not all, but a majority of South Carolinians thought that was a good way to deal with the issue. Then there was Charleston, and I think it's fair to say this. Lindsey Graham's position on the compromise the day before the attack was it works for us. The day after the attack, I understood something had to change. When I went to Charleston and met the families of the victims, game, set, match. When you saw the photos of the young man who did the shooting embracing the Confederate battle flag, when you saw how the families of the victims embraced him, within 48 hours of him slaughtering their family, they told him at a bond hearing, "You've destroyed my life, you've taken my family member from me, but I forgive you and I will pray for you." How am I or anybody else going to go to that church and say, your request to take the flag down is not reasonable? It's become impossible for South Carolina to move forward. Blame me all you would like. Give me zero credit will be fine. This is a case of where the people led the politicians. The flag will come down soon. Our problems won't be over, but we'll be able to move forward. And there's been an awakening, particularly in the South and maybe the whole country, thinking about who we are and how we should treat each other better. And it started with families who had been devastated, showing the best side of humanity. My hat is off to them. They're the heroes.